the Grand Ole Opry. Hey dog, hey dog, hey banjo, hey banjo, hey dog, hey dog, hey banjo, hey banjo. Tell me what you need in the whole wide world. Tell me what you need, my pretty little girl. Hey dog, hey banjo, hot coffee, hot coffee, sweet tea, sweet tea, hot coffee, hot coffee, sweet tea, sweet tea. Tell me what you need in the whole wide world. Tell me what you need, my pretty little girl. Hot coffee, sweet tea. Good loving, hard time, hard time. Good loving, hard time, hard time. Tell me what you need in the whole wide world. Tell me what you need, my pretty little girl. Good loving, hard time. Hey dog, hey dog, hey banjo, hey dog, hey dog, hey banjo, hey banjo. Tell me what you need in the whole wide world. Tell me what you need, my pretty little girl. Hey dog, hey banjo. Oh, ma'am. Oh, a family of 8. Yes, ma'am. 8 dogs and 8 banjos. Yes, ma'am, we're talking happiness here. Oh, that's why. Corn whiskey. Corn whiskey. Dirt weed. Dirt weed. Corn whiskey. Corn whiskey. Dirt weed. Dirt weed. Tell me what you need in the whole wide world. Tell me what you need, my pretty little girl. Corn whiskey. Dirt weed. All morning. All morning. All night. All night. All morning. All morning. All night. Come on, boy, don't hesitate. Kiss a pretty girl before it's too late. All morning. All night. Hey, dog. Hey, dog. Hey, banjo. Hey, banjo. Hey, dog. Hey, dog. Hey, banjo. Hey, banjo. Tell me what you need in the whole wide world. Tell me what you need, my pretty little girl. Hey, dog. Whoa, whoa. Hey, banjo.
Well, that's the sound of happiness right there, y'all. Old Crow Medicine Show getting our Saturday night started off the Opry way. Joining them soon will be the fancy fingers of Molly Tuttle, and a little later, the unique sounds of Billy Strings and the crazy talented Dom Flemons. Welcome to Opry Live. I'm Natalie Stovall, filling in as your host tonight for Bobby Bones, who is having an encore vacation this week. And whether you're vacationing or just having a night off, you're in the right spot, because this is the Circle Network, the TV home of the Opry, and also some cool country music shows. So join us. Circle Network is in your city. Go to circleplus.com or your cable guide to find out where. And if you're on Dish, you'll find the Opry on channel 102. Now, earlier I said Old Crow's music makes my heart happy. Whether they're singing about loving or about cheating, there's always this feeling that it's all part of a great adventure. And what better guide than Catch Secor, right? Here again is Old Crow Medicine Show.
Welcome back to the Grand Ole Opry, folks. What a thrill and a privilege and a pleasure to be with you here on this America's most beloved radio broadcast, beaming all around the country. We're so excited about this program tonight, and we hope that wherever you're tuned in from, you are enjoying this thrill ride that is the Old Crows and Molly Tuttle and Dom Flemons and Billy Strings and all the great spirit and passion that goes on in an Opry performance. It's Saturday night in Nashville, and that can mean only one thing, that it's time for our beloved radio broadcast, that wonderful time for the past, oh, Lord, like 90-some-odd years. How many has it been now, Mr. Coriance?
Early hundreds?
Yep, it's in the early hundreds by now. Folks, what a thrill to have you tuned in parts of Canada and Memphis, Missouri, and South Carolina, too. Anywhere you're tuned in from, we're glad you're with us. You're here in Nashville tonight, and we're going to sing you a new song. Here comes Molly Tuttle up to the stage to join us. How are you, Miss Molly Tuttle?
I'm great.
Well, we're so glad to have you. You're going to help us kick off this tune, aren't you?
Yep.
This one we wrote for the tornado, the twister that blew through here back on Super Tuesday and set a course of motion and action that we just can't believe what's happened since. But folks, we're staying together because we're Nashville strong, and tonight, from the Opry stage, we're Nashville rising.
1,
2, 3.
They say the spring marches in like a lion, and look at that wildcat wind that touched down with all of its ruin and rubble and rain. That's trouble in poor Nashville, my hometown. But ain't we gonna rise, Nashville rising? Ain't we gonna rise up, singing again? We're gonna build it back together, better than it ever was, than it's ever been. This ain't the first time the hard truth stared our city down, and it won't be the last one that we'll overcome. See how the circle remains unbroken, Lord. See how these trials and tribulations make us strong. Ain't we gonna rise, Nashville rising? Ain't we gonna rise up, singing again? We're gonna build it back together, better than it ever was, than it's ever been. They say the spring marches in like a lion, and they say she'll walk away just like a lamb. Well, until that day, I pray God's gonna light the way, and we're gonna shine my city up again and again. Hey, we're gonna rise, Nashville rising. Ain't we gonna rise up, singing again? We're gonna build it back together, better than it ever was, than it's ever been. Help me sing it now. Ain't we gonna rise, Nashville rising? Ain't we gonna rise up, singing again?
Tonight's Opry performance is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Let's get back to nature.
That right there is what I'm talking about. Anything that unites us right now, I am fully in support of, and I love Old Crow Medicine Show is here tonight. They are doing that in so many more ways than one. I can't wait for everybody to see all of the special guests that we have on the show tonight. It is such an amazing Opry. It feels like an old school Opry, like we are truly at a big old time hootenanny right now. Well, my name is Natalie Stovall, and I'm so happy to be here with all of my live streamers again. I'm actually pulling double duty again. I'm hosting the live stream and I'm hosting the TV side. And you know, while the TV and radio broadcasts are over at commercial breaks, we get to hang out, we get to chat. A lot of you are watching on Facebook, so you can comment, you can let us know where you're watching from. I love when you send me shout outs from all around the world, not just here in the United States. So please keep the comments coming and hit that share button, share it to everybody. Y'all know my Aunt Dina shares it every week to the entire state of Iowa. So shout out to Aunt Dina for being so diligent about that. But also, you guys, Circle Network is the place to be. There is so much going on. They keep adding more shows, and it's so much fun. And you know, you never know who's going to show up on this stage at the Grand Ole Opry. So make sure you sign up for the Circle newsletter. It's called Circle Up, and it is on circleplus.com/newsletter. If you just head over there, you can find out all the cool things that are happening here on Circle, here live at the Grand Ole Opry. I'm so thankful for Circle that we have a home, a TV home yet again for the Grand Ole Opry. It had been a few years since we had the Opry live every Saturday night on television. So now we've got that back. And a lot of you are watching from, you know, your devices and other things. My husband watched at the dog park the other night on his phone. It was awesome. There's so many different shows on Circle too. Like my show is called The Southern Weekend. I'm very proud of that show. I get to highlight a lot of Nashville. I get to hang out with a lot of my artist friends. We end up playing songs kind of spontaneously. There have been a number of times where we were not planning on playing and then we ended up playing something. So you never know what's going to happen. But there's also Craig's World. That's a really fun one from Craig Morgan's Crazy Lifestyle, Coffee, Cody, and Country. You can watch Stand Up Nashville if you're a fan of comedians. So much fun. But we have an incredible show here tonight on the Grand Ole Opry, and I'm going to let them get back to it right now.
And welcome back to the Grand Ole Opry House. It's Saturday night in Nashville. What a thrill it is to be with you out there. Wherever you're tuned in from, we're just so glad to have you. And wait till you hear the enchanting voice of this electrifying vocalist and guitarist who's about to take the stage. Would you put your hands together back home from a safe distance for the one and only Molly Tuttle. Here she is, y'all. Hey, Molly.
Hey, thank you. It's so great to be back on the Opry stage.
Well, you're no stranger to the Opry House. We've seen you here before. In fact, I remember when I heard you made your debut just a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. I was just trying to remember. I think it was 2018.
And look at you now. You're playing all around the world. Now, are you missing all your live shows during these strange times?
I am. It feels good to be back on a stage, at least. I think this is the first stage show I've done in a while. So I have been missing the road.
Well, welcome her back to the stage, and this most beloved stage, the Grand Ole Opry. She's right here, center stage on the Opry tonight, Saturday night. And here she is, folks, Miss Molly Tuttle.
Cold mornings, the road keeps going and it never seems to end. Lonely hearts that cry without warning when the light ain't shining from around the bend. Take the journey, no matter where it starts, where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. Try to control the weather, but the rain inside you is still gonna fall. Days of drought will nearly starve you. There's no use hiding, gotta face it all. Take the journey, no matter where it starts, where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. Skies are falling all around you. Who will protect you from your deepest fears? Take the hand of the one beside you. Let the fire guide you till the path is clear. Take the journey, no matter where it starts, where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. Someday you'll make it back home.
thank you. It's so funny not hearing any applause in this big room.
Well, that was amazing, Molly Tuttle. Now, were you playing clawhammer banjo on your guitar?
I was, yeah. That was clawhammer guitar. That style is normally played on a banjo, but someone back in California where I grew up showed me that you could actually take that style and transfer it to the guitar.
Well, it's mesmerizing to watch and just as beautiful to listen to it. I know folks are tuning in loud and proud here on Saturday night at the Grand Ole Opry House. Now, you've got a really exciting new project that's just about to drop, and I want to hear about how we can get our hands on a copy of your brand new record, which is almost out.
Yeah, I have a new record coming out. I recorded it in my room in quarantine and sent it to a producer in LA who sent it to other musicians who played on it in their home studios. And it's a bunch of covers of songs that I've loved throughout my life. It's called But I'd Rather Be With You. And it's coming out at the end of August. And you can go to my website, mollytuttlemusic.com, and pre-order it if you want or check it out. But yeah, do you want to play a song off of it?
Yeah, I'd love to, because I've pre-ordered my copy, and folks, I can't urge you enough. This is such an exciting record, and we're going to play a song that I had the privilege of getting to play with Molly on her new album. Tell us about this tune and where you learned it.
This is a song by the band Rancid. They're a Bay Area punk band that I listened to in middle school, and me and my friends used to learn their songs when we were kids. And in the fall, I remembered this song because I was playing in Olympia, Washington, and the song is called Olympia, Washington, and it was just running through my head all day. I relearned it at soundcheck and played it at the show, and then I showed it to Ketch, and we played it on our duo tour in December, which was so much fun, and he sang a wonderful harmony part on it, so we're going to do it for you all now.
Well, for all the folks tuned in from the Evergreen State, this one's called Olympia, Washington.
1, 2, 3.
Street. He knew I was in trouble. I was feeling much like the devil. There was something burning deep inside of me. Ran into 3 Puerto Ricans. These girls took us to the fun house where we played a lonely pinball machine. Hanging on the corner of 52nd and Broadway. Cars pass me by, but none of them seem to go my way. New York City, well, I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia. I'm having a hard time understanding. It gets all too demanding. She's all gone and stranded. Something burning deep inside of me. All I know is 4 o'clock and she ain't never showed up. And I watched 1,000 people go home from work. Hanging on the corner of 52nd and Broadway. The cars pass me by, but none of them seem to go my way. New York City, well, I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia. Everything, something burning deep inside of me. Ran into take us to the fun house.
I don't wanna be alone again.
Hanging on the corner of 52nd and Broadway. The cars pass me by, but none of them seem to go my way. New York City, well, I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia.
Well, hello, all of my live streamers out there. I'm Natalie Stovall here while the TV and radio broadcast side of things are at commercial. We get to hang out and chat, and how much fun and amazing is Molly Tuttle. It's so cool that he was asking her about her claw hammer style, because she's actually, it's so fascinating to watch somebody play who's that proficient on banjo and transfer it to guitar. She's actually mastered 3 different styles of picking. It's amazing how many different styles there are, but she can do claw hammer. She can do, I was reading about cross picking and flat picking. Pretty amazing. Well, we are so happy to be here again, and we always want to thank our sponsors and our friends and partners over at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. They make this thing happen every single week, and they encourage us all to get outdoors. It's something that we should be doing anyway, but they're encouraging us to do so and have a great way that we can share all of our photos with each other, which all you got to do, post your photo of you doing something fun outside with your family, hashtag back to nature, use the number 2, and then either hashtag Bass Pro or Cabela's. I went kayaking last Sunday, and I got to finally post one of my back to nature photos. It was so much fun. We dropped our kayaks into the Cumberland River, just downriver here from the Grand Ole Opry, and we just paddled our way to downtown Nashville. It was a great way to actually catch up with friends, but in a very easily socially distanced situation. It was really, really fun. It was also a beautiful day, so that didn't hurt. And we also have the Opry posters. You guys know how much I love the Opry posters, because they're like collector's items. They're always different because the show's always different. And the greatest thing is they make beautiful artwork for your walls. I don't even know how many I have up in my music room. It's pretty much plastered with Opry posters. I love show posters as artwork anyway. But one of the best parts, if you go to Opry.com, click on the shop, you can get yourself one. And the greatest part about them is that they go to benefit the Opry Trust Fund, which just is another way that the Grand Ole Opry extends their network and their ability to help others in the country music family and community. So you're doing a really, really good thing if you buy one of these Opry posters. It's not a selfish act. You're actually helping a lot of people. But right now, I got to get ready for TV again. Welcome back to Opry Live. I'm Natalie Stovall, filling in for a vacationing Bobby Bones this week, who I believe is forest bathing somewhere in Alabama. They tell me that doesn't involve water, but it's something about being outdoors. Whatever he's doing, you can bet it's outdoors, which is pretty much following Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's suggestion that everyone should responsibly get outside. So give it a try and post a photo of what you're doing outdoors using the hashtag #BackToNature so we can all share in your summer fun. And tonight, Ketch Secor is sharing some old crow music. He's also sharing some special friends with us, but I'll let Ketch tell you all about the next one. Here once again is Old Crow Medicine Show's Ketch Secor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Opry House. The Grand Ole Opry is broadcasting to you live, coast to coast around the world, from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. And we're so thrilled to be with you here this very Saturday night in this beloved haunt, this wonderful place. We're thinking about all of those country music legends smiling down us from the hillbilly constellations above. And if they were looking down on us now, and we know they are, they're grinning ear to ear, because one of the most exciting guitar players that ever walked onto the Opry stage is here with us now. He comes from the great state of Michigan. Would you please put your hands together at home for the one and only Billy Strings?
Thank you, Catch. So good to be here.
Billy, it's great to see you, man. Welcome back to the Opry. It's been a little while. The last time I saw you, I think, was on this stage.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, about a year or so, I think.
Well, how's your quarantine been going, man? You been catching anything?
Yeah, I've been fishing a bunch, and trying to get my car together, and trying to forget how to play guitar, so.
Well, I know you're getting your car together because I saw you pull in, and I'm like, who's driving that thing?
Who's driving that old hillbilly rod?
Man, that is a rat rod in the making.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Well, I know you're doing a little work on that, and you're always working on your licks, so we're so excited. Now, I heard a little birdie told me that you had a new song that, you wrote like this morning?
What happened is I've been fishing so much, and my manager and girlfriend and everybody kept asking me, well, what are you going to play on the Opry? I'm like, I don't know. It's in a couple days, ain't it? What are you going to play on the Opry? I'm not sure. And so this morning, I said, what am I going to play? And I just, you know how it is when you got so many tunes going through your head sometimes you just can't think of one?
Yeah, I know the
Well,
feeling.
that was happening. And I just was like, man, I can't really think of a tune to play. I better just come up with one. So, I don't know. About noon today, I came up with this little thing.
Well, you're going to hear a great unveiling here on this radio broadcast tonight and watching home from the Grand Ole Opry live on Saturday night for Mr. Billy Strings.
Thank you. Well, when I woke up this morning, I remembered right away. I've got to change my guitar strings and I've got songs to play. Well, I couldn't figure out which one I'd really like to do. So I sat down and wrote this little song here just for you, to say thank you to the Grand Ole Opry for giving all my friends a place to play. Oh, thank you to the Grand Ole Opry. I'll sing my song and be upon my way. Well, I've been here in Nashville for a couple years or more. I always saw the big old sign when driving to the store. Well, my dream is coming true and I get to sing beneath the light on the Grand Ole Opry on a Saturday night. So thank you to the Grand Ole Opry for giving all my friends a place to stay. Well, thank you to the Grand Ole Opry. I'll sing my song and be upon my way. Play a little bit Well, I'm just glad to be here and I hope that you are too. Well, these days I really ain't got nothing much to do. And there's nothing I love more than picking songs from me and you and hearing old Crow, Don Flemons, and Molly Tuttle too. So thank you to the Grand Ole Opry for giving all my friends a place to play. Oh, thank you to the Grand Ole Opry. You're always in my heart and there to stay. Well, alrighty then. Yeah, as I said in the song, it's just such an honor and great to be back here on the Grand Ole Opry. And I'd like to play a little song here off our most recent record, Home. And this one's called Watch It Fall. Well, it's not so easy now, though it never was back then. Still can't seem to work this out, but we can still pretend. And them burning bridges, tattered walls, and quickly start to fall. How long until there's nothing left at all? Well, I've been to California, man, I've seen them city lights. Been stranded in the desert, scorching days and freezing nights. I'll never understand why people try to walk so tall. How long until there's nothing left at all? Don't you love what you got used to, where we used to feel so free? Won't you wait a while in silence, love, and watch it fall with me? Apples rotten to the core. Wall Street's skimming from the till while no one minds the store. And how could someone get so low in a building so damn tall? How long until there's nothing left at all? While chunks the size of Delaware are falling off the poles, our heads are buried in the sand, our leaders dug the holes. Like junkies hooked on fossil fuel and heading for withdrawal. How long until there's nothing left at all? Don't you love what you got used to, where we used to feel so free? Won't you wait a while in silence, love? Watch it fall with me. Well, the answers in our heads to the questions that were asked, it boils up from underground and leads us to the past, to a place that's long forgotten when we had enough for all. How long until there's nothing left at all? Don't you love what you got used to, where we tried to make our stand? The hourglass is growing empty now, just to leave a pile of sand.
Wow. How impressive is that he wrote that song this afternoon? That's the other thing, too, is it's one thing to write a song, but also to be able to perform it and play it that incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. There's so much talent on this stage tonight. I swear, they're all just going to skyrocket off into the universe because the talent is unbelievable. Well, thank you guys for still being here with us. Thank you for tuning in on the live stream portion while TV and radio are on their commercial breaks. You guys kind of get the little behind the scenes. You get to see some of the things that are going on behind me. Maybe you can see the sneak peek. I know it's a little easier sometimes when I'm in the other position when I'm not also hosting TV, because this is where Bobby usually stands. But we want to say a big thank you also to Dish for expanding our viewership of the Grand Ole Opry every week. If you are a Dish subscriber, you can watch the Opry live every Saturday night on channel 102. And if you would like to find out more, just go to dish.com/Opry Live and you can find out more info. And you guys know that I've been having a little too much fun with the quizzes on Circle Plus. And they have, originally we did the one that was which Opry star you most like, and that's still up on the website, so you can take that one. But the new craze is, what Garth Brooks song is your life most like? So if you want to take the Garth song game, if you want to play it, you can go to circleplus.com/Garth song, and you just answer a whole bunch of questions, and it tells you what Garth Brooks song your life is most like. Mine was Unanswered Prayers, which I love. That's an amazing one to get. I actually thought I was going to get Calling on Baton Rouge just because I've spent the majority of the last 10 years on the road. So that one seemed to make the most sense. But actually in quarantine, I feel like I've had a lot of unanswered prayers that made my life even better. So I guess that's a really good one. But I want to talk to you guys because you've been commenting and you've been sharing what's going on here. And there's so many of you from so many parts of the world. A lot of you here in the States, but Craig Musselwhite says, what an awesome way to start a Sunday. Oh, you're Sunday, because good day from Melbourne, Australia. It is Sunday over there. Wow, that's so cool. And there's a lot of people watching from the UK too. And Juan Pablo Balzi, I don't know if I said that right, says hello from Argentina. But you know what? Thank you guys for tuning in all around the world. We're going to get back to the show right here at the Grand Ole Opry.
Welcome back to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry right here in Music City, USA, right in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a big Saturday night, y'all, and we're just having such a great time with Billy Strings and Molly Tuttle and all the old crows. It's a hive of activity backstage, and just so it's wonderful to be here. It's sad that you are not in these seats here at this beloved auditorium, but we know you're here in spirit, and we know you're tuned in all around the country. So welcome back. I'm so excited to introduce our next very special guest. He's no stranger to the Grand Ole Opry. He's been playing in Nashville for years. He's a dear friend. Would you please put your hands together back home for American songster Dom Flemons. Hey, Dom, how you doing, man?
Doing so great, Ketch. It's a pleasure to be on the stage again with you.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, and it's just wonderful to get to have you in the band a little bit later. And you're about to play some of my most favorite songs. Tell us about some of the traditions, because you always have one foot deep in America's music roots traditions.
Well, you know, Ketch, this very first one I'm going to do is one called Old Cindy Gal, and I learned this one from Joe Thompson, who was an African-American fiddler from Mebane, North Carolina, who I worked with for many years. And I did an arrangement somewhat like my other mentor, Mike Seeger, and did harmonica and bones instead of fiddle and banjo. And then I'm going to do one of my original ones, a Nashville favorite, Hot Chicken.
Oh man, well I'm starting to salivate as I think about that Hot Chicken tune. It's one of my favorites, y'all. You're going to want to order yourself a copy. Now, is there a record out that we can download tonight to get a copy of these two songs you're playing?
Absolutely. Well, Old Cindy Gal is one that I recorded years back on an album called American Songster. I have it as a moniker now, but it was on my second solo record that I did, Cindy Gal. But Hot Chicken you can find on my newest record, Prospect Hill, the American Songster Omnibus.
All right. Well, y'all go home and download that one now. And I'm so glad you mentioned Joe Thompson. He was somebody I got a chance to play with, too. And that rich African-American music and fiddle tradition that is alive on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry tonight. Take it away, Mr. Dom Flemons.
Thank you, Ketch. All right, folks, here we go with Old Cindy Gal.
Oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, where'd you stay last night? Oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, you done crossed the river last night.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this very next one here, Hot Chicken, this is a piece that I wrote after I had a chance to visit Prince's Hot Chicken. And, well, as the story goes, I had an old friend who had me go down to Prince's, and down the road I go. But when this hot chicken touched my tongue, I wrote this very song.
Rooster run the mother hen, said cock-a-doodle-doo. Mother hen said, you darn old fool, my fricassee ain't for you. You ought to get hot chicken, you ought to get hot chicken. 'Cause if you want hot chicken, East Nashville, Tennessee. Jackrabbit run the Gila monster, run them a solid mile. That Gila monster turned around and he said, you know, hey bub, this running ain't my kind of style. You ought to get hot chicken, you ought to get hot chicken. 'Cause if you want it, East Nashville, Tennessee. Jackrabbit run the Gila monster, run him a solid mile. That Gila monster turned around and he said, you know, hey bub, this running ain't my kind of style. You ought to get hot chicken. Ah, don't mistake of a hot chicken. But where you gonna go? East Nashville, Tennessee. All right, go ahead and get it. Get low, Six, get low. Old man laid his fiddle down, wine glass in his hand. He said, times has gotten so damn hard that I can't no longer dance. I gotta get me hot chicken. Doctor suggested hot chicken. Where am I gonna go? East Nashville, Tennessee. Little frog hopped by my feet, big tear in his eye. Said, I can't believe my own true love told me to hop on by. And said, get hot chicken. I don't mistake it. 'Cause where am I gonna go? East Nashville, Tennessee. Whoa, baby, I'm gonna get hot chicken, hot chicken. Now hot chicken, hot chicken. Now hot chicken, hot chicken. Whoa, now hot chicken, yeah. Hot chicken now. Have you been listening to WDOM coming at you from East Nashville, Tennessee? Where we ain't got no neck bones, we ain't got no chitlins in the pot. All we got here, baby, is the chicken's awfully hot. Way down in East Nashville, Tennessee, come and see us sometime. We sang. I'm gonna get hot chicken, hot chicken. Hot chicken, hot chicken. The hot chicken, hot chicken. Whoa, now hot chicken, yeah. Hot chicken. Deedle-on, beedle-a-bomb.
Tonight's Opry performance is in association with Shriners Hospitals for Children.
How much fun is Dom Flemons? Oh my, he's an entire one-man band up there. I cannot imagine being able to play so many different instruments. When I was reading about him earlier, it was so funny because I actually had to look up 3 different instruments that he's a master at playing because I'd never heard of him before. I've never seen anyone play bones like he did. Someone on the crew earlier asked if he was playing Bobby's bones. See what they did there? Anyway, I am Natalie Stovall, filling in for Bobby Bones again this week, but I'm on the live stream now because while TV and radio is at their commercial breaks, we get to hang out and chat. And don't forget to continue posting your photos of doing fun things outdoors. Our friends at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, they're always encouraging us to get outside and also to share our adventures with one another. So use the hashtag #BackToNature and tag either Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's, and that way we can see all the fun that you're up to. You can see my kayaking photo that I posted earlier in the week. It was so much fun. It was such a great way to get outdoors. So thank you to Bass Pro for that one. And we have to mention that the Opry and the Ryman tours are back up and running. So if you want to check these out, you can go to opry.com or Ryman.com. They're both very simple and easy to remember. But these tours are two of the greatest tours in Nashville. And I have done so many of the different tours around town. I've gotten to be a part of a lot of different ones on different levels and reasons. These two tours, I mean, here at the Opry House, it is so special to see that backstage and get to see all of the dressing rooms. They're all decorated completely different. And every time you play the Opry as an artist, you're put in a different dressing room. I personally love the Women of Country one. They've got all these beautiful portraits of Dolly and Loretti and Tammy and Minnie Pearl. It's just amazing. But the Ryman is the same way because it's where it all started. It's the mother church of country music. So if you come to Nashville, that's a great way that you can do something in a small group. You can wear your masks, socially distant, but actually get to see a lot of history and just soak it all in. So thank you guys so much for joining us again on this amazing Opry. Definitely want to join us next week. I'm going to tell you about that in just a second on the TV portion. But yeah, and don't forget to watch my show, The Southern Weekend, on Thursdays at 7 Central. I am going to do that TV thing now. Welcome back to Opry Live. What an amazing night of music. It reminds me of why I wanted to learn the fiddle, and now you all probably want to learn too, right? Next week will be another big night on that stage because we'll have, wait for it, Luke Bryan and Darius Rucker. Hold on to your masks, friends. That's going to be a lively one. All right, we're going out the same way we came in, Old Crow Medicine Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Grand Ole Opry stage here in Nashville. Well, what a thrill it's been to have you tuned in all around the country and parts of Canada and who knows where else. All around the world, I suspect. And we are coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. I talked a little bit earlier about the great country music constellation that stretches out here in the heavens. And they're always looking down on you. There's one particular star up there in the hillbilly sky that I'm thinking about tonight. And it's Jimmy Martin. And now right next to the Jimmy Martin star is one more star I'm thinking about, and it's Roy. And I brought Roy Acuff's fiddle. Now, if you can see it at home, get a tight shot here, and you can see how he scratched his name into the back of this violin with a penknife. It says Roy C. Acuff. The C stands for Claxton, y'all. Well, this is Roy's fiddle, and I think Roy probably would have liked our band. He probably would have liked this tune we're about to play for you. It was the great Mr. Roy Acuff who said something really important. He said, when you come up to the Grand Ole Opry stage, you got to sing the song that brung you up there in the first place. That's what he said. So we're going to sing the song that brung us to the Opry stage, and we're going to sing it loud and proud for Roy and Jimmy Martin and for so many of those wonderful folks who graced this stage for so many years. Kick it off for us, Miss Molly Tuttle. The land of the pine, thumbing my way to North Carolina, staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. And I made it down the coast in the 17 hours. I'm picking me a bouquet of dogwood clouds. Well, I'm hoping for Raleigh, I can see my baby tonight. Alright, so rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, when I was born to be a fiddler in an old-timey string band. My baby plays guitar, I pick a banjo now. All of them North Country winners been getting to me. I lost my money playing poker, so I had to up and leave, but I ain't turning back to live that old life no more. No, 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 no. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking due south, out of Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. But he's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on before the sun. My baby calling my name, I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Yeah, mama, rock me. Oh, I'm singing, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Yeah, mama, rock me. Oh, oh. All right, Grand Ole Opry, it's your turn. Help us sing. Rock me, mama, like a wa- Are you singing at home? Rock me, mama, in a way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Singing, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a fire. Yeah, mama, rock me. Well, how about that? Hey, let's bring out all of our pals to join us here on the Grand Ole Opry stage, like Dom Flemons and Billy Strings. Here comes Dom now, and here comes Billy Strings in the wings. Miss Molly Tuttle's here rocking on the guitar. Whew, I'm all warmed up from that last one. How's everybody feeling at home? Are you ready for one more barn burner? Do you think you can handle it? We're coming to you live from Nashville. This is the Grand Ole Opry, America's most beloved broadcast. All these years we've been playing our music and pouring our hearts out so that you'll stay tuned in and keep listening to this great and spirited thing that is country music. So without further ado, to close out tonight's program and this beloved broadcast, would you do the honors, Mr. Don Flemons, and tell them what they need to do on what they don't need to do on a big Saturday night?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Ketch. Now, you're saying let's go ahead, but Mama won't allow it.
Wait, what?
Mama won't allow any music happening around here. That's what I heard.
Even here on the Grand Ole Opry stage?
Especially on the Grand Ole Opry stage. That's what Mama said. I heard that she texted me and said no music. I just saw it. Just two big words.
Mama's got a phone now.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
Wow.
She's texting me a lot nowadays. But nevertheless, we're going to make it happen right here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's kill it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Now we don't care what mama don't allow us to play that Get it. Oh, yeah. That thing, go, 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 go.
window on one cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Yeah, well.
Welcome to Circle, a new home for country music, lifestyle, and the Grand Ole Opry. Step into the spotlight